What is poppin', YouTube? What is poppin'? How ya doing? It's Shammy Deep, back with another video. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus from YouTube. Kind of just been busy with life, trying to get my product off the ground. But we are back, October 25th, I believe, 2025. And it's a beautiful day right now. It is almost noon, and the sun is out. It's about probably in the 60s right now, mid 60s, and it feels real good out here. I love fall, by the way. Fall is such a nice time of the year. You know, it's like it's a little chilly, like you need a little sweater, but like it's also still warm enough to have some type of you know, you can have shorts on, you can have a little t-shirt on. So I'm rocking a sweater, sweatshirt, and some shorts, and I feel good. Just gotta run to the store real quick, get some things done. I'm gonna go to the gym today, get my workout in. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon workout, and get back to the crib, work on some more music, get some things done. But you know, I really just wanted to come up here and just like kind of talk about being excited about life. You know, you have to wake up and be excited about life, even if there's nothing to be excited about. Even though there's always something to be excited about, you have to be excited, or at least you have to get yourself excited. You have to try to find some type of motivation that's gonna spark, you know, your creativity, your ideas, your energy levels, your dopamine. You have to find something that's gonna get you going. And today, I woke up feeling kind of groggy, kind of tired. I almost feel tired every morning, but I had to just snap out of it. I had to be like, yo, why are you so tired? You just slept for 7-8 hours. I like to get 8 hours of sleep. I just operate best on 8 hours. Sometimes I get less, but I try to get around 7 to 8 hours. But yeah, I woke up and I'm like, yo, I need to snap out of it. I need to be excited about life. I have a lot of opportunities. Ahead of me. And if I'm not excited about life, then what's the point of me even, waking up? God woke me up today. It woke me up another day to get after it, to accomplish my dreams, accomplish my goals, to see what I'm capable of. Whatever talent and abilities that are dormant in my body, in my soul, in my mind, I need to be working on that every single day. I need to be pushing myself each and every day to unlock this code within me, this character within me, because best believe there's a character within all of us that God has created, that God put inside of us that is almost like a Superman or a Superwoman. Like there's a character that's like that should be in a movie that's within you. Everyone has it, and that character is capable of doing incredible things. So it's just, I want to know, like for me, I'm always intrigued about life. Like I'm always intrigued about what's out there. What is this world about? What are we sent here to do? Like why were we created? Why was all this created? Something created all this, and I choose to believe it's a higher power. I don't believe it. Actually, I know it. I know there's a God. I know there's a higher power, because how can you walk around here and not think something created all of this? Something created us, and the way this world works and how everything is synchronized. Like there's no way it's just magically poofed out of nowhere. So I choose to understand that this was all done for a reason. there's a higher power creating things, and it's given us the ability to have free will and freedom of choice, independent choice, So I'm going to use my abilities. I'm going to use my choices to. Sorry, there was a big fire at the mall. I'm going to use my ability to create my own life. Because the decisions you make is based around the life you're creating. And if you make bad decisions, if you consistently make bad decisions, everyone makes a good decision every day. You make bad decisions probably every single day of your life, But if you limit how many bad decisions you make and you consistently make good decisions, you'll see that your life will gradually be better, gradually get better over time. But again, if you make bad decisions consistently, your life is going to end up in a bad place. So it's really not like rocket science to understand that it's all about consistency. It's all about making good decisions. And, to make a good decision, you have to understand your intuition. You have to develop your intuition. You have to have a sense of right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand that, let's say like you grew up in a household where you were never taught like manners. So if you're never taught manners, like how to say hello to people, hold the door for people, this and that, say thank you. If you're never taught manners, you're not gonna know what's right and what's wrong for the most part, when you encounter people, So it's like you have to develop these things. You have to learn these things, And if you know these things, you have to teach these things, because then it gets installed not within you, but also within the people around you and the ones that you're teaching. Like if you have children and this and that. So, for the most part, I like to believe that I make good decisions each and every day with my soul, with my spirit. I'm not perfect. There's some days where I'm like, damn, like I should be doing this, but I'm doing that. You know what I mean? And sometimes I pay for that, and, I just have to re-evaluate what I'm doing in life and kind of just shift my focus to, all right, I need to make sure that the decisions I'm making today are going to affect my future for tomorrow. They're going to affect my ideas and my plans for tomorrow. So I have to make good decisions today. So, example, I have to make the good decision today to go to the gym and work out. Because tomorrow, I don't want to feel like I missed a day, I missed an opportunity. I hate that feeling of feeling like, dang, I should have did this, or I could have done that. That feeling of not feeling like accomplished, or the feeling of not just giving it your all when you knew you could give it your all. Like, I don't want to feel that, and I felt like I felt that for quite a long time in life, where I just felt like I knew I could have given more, but I didn't. And, I don't want to feel that anymore, and I'm at the point in life where I have to give it all. Like, if, like, people who are my age, like 20, I'm 29, right? I turn 30 next year. I have to give it all. I have to give it my all every single day. I cannot show up each day and not give it my all. And some days, do I still not give it my all? Yeah, there's some days where I'm like, but the next day I make sure to check myself. I'm like, all right, yesterday you were BSing. Today, you can't do that. I have to right my wrongs. So what I like to do is, if let's say there's a day I feel like I didn't accomplish or do what I want to do, or at least just give it my all and effort, that next day I write down everything that I didn't do and I make sure I do it that next day. So I hold myself accountable. If I didn't go to the gym yesterday for an hour, if I let's say, because I usually go to the gym for an hour and I work out for an hour, and then like I do cardio for an hour. But if, let's say, like yesterday I only worked out for an hour and did like 30 minutes of cardio, not an hour, then I would be like, all right, I skipped 30 minutes of cardio. I need to make sure I do an extra 30 today. So I try to hold myself accountable no matter what. If I made, usually I make 3 beats a day. If I didn't make 3 beats yesterday and I only made 2, well, I'm making an extra beat today, So I think that's the best way to handle, like, if you get off track. I think that's the best way to do it. Is just hold yourself accountable. Write it down. Put a check mark to the things you did and an X to the things you didn't do. And if you hold yourself accountable, you'll notice that, you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better that, hey, I did what I didn't want to do or didn't feel like doing. I did it. I did it when I said I didn't feel like doing it. And these are the things, these are the small changes that will gradually help you later in life. And, like I said, I'm 29, and there's moments in my life where I feel lost. I feel like I don't know where I'm going. But, that's just my mind kind of playing tricks on me. My spirit always knows where I'm going. Like, I always know that my spirit is in the right direction. My spirit is guiding me where I need to be. My spirit is telling me I need to be in this place. I need to be around this people. I need to talk to this person. So my spirit always knows what's going on. It's just sometimes your mind can play tricks on you, and your mind can tell you, like, hey, like, your mind, basically, in sense, like, your mind can deceive you. If you're not, especially if you're not right in the mind, if you're not calm in the mind, if you don't have a certain type of thought process, if your thought process is all over the place, your mind can definitely deceive you. But one thing I believe in is doing some meditation, just breathing exercises. And sometimes I don't do enough of that, but, like, I know that if I do these things, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes a day, if I just have some time of peace, some time of quiet, some time to just reflect on myself and my thoughts, I just feel better. I know that, okay, I need this to, like, almost in a sense of, like, I need to charge up again. I need to reel it in, reel it back in, and just, stay calm for a minute, and then I go back out to the world. And sometimes working out does that for me. Like, working out is a meditation. Like, I've noticed, like, if I run on a treadmill for like an hour, that's damn near meditation in itself, because I'm locked in, I'm focused, I'm not thinking about nothing else other than every step that I'm taking. And, like, I try my best to hit an hour of on the treadmill, whether I'm running or if I'm, like, walking. I try to definitely hit an hour, and then sometimes, like, I'll feel like, damn, like, I'll be 40 minutes in, I'm like, yo, my feet hurt, like, I'm tired, my back hurts. But I have to stay locked in each step, one step after another. And then, as soon as you know it, it's 20 minutes go by and an hour mark happen. But if I didn't stay locked in to one step after another, then I would have gave up at the 40-minute mark, So I do feel like if you can find meditation in different ways, because some people, they just can't sit still and meditate, and I get it, you just can't do it. So if you can find, like, meditation in, let's say, playing video games, it takes your mind off things, or like I said, on the treadmill, listen to music, reading a book. These are different ways to kind of calm your mind and allow your mind to just lock in and focus. Because when you're meditating, that's basically what you're doing. You're just focusing on one thing at a time. Like, for me, meditating, like, when I sit still and close my eyes and stuff, I'm just focusing on my breath. And that's what meditation is. You focus on your breath. You focus on your breathing. At least that's one form of it, And if you can find different ways to just focus on one thing at a time, it's going to help your mental clarity. And like I said, like, for me, it was running. Like, I noticed, like, yo, if I just focus on one foot after another, like, I literally feel each foot hit the ground, hit the treadmill. I feel each foot. If I just focus on that for an hour, oh man, I feel great and I feel accomplished because I did an hour of running. I remember there was a time where like 5 minutes of running was like a lot for me. I'm like, damn, like after 5 minutes, I was out of breath. You know what I mean? So now I can do up to an hour. I probably can do more than an hour, honestly. But I'm just saying, like, I never was able to do an hour. So now that I'm able to do that, I'll do at least 30 minutes of just running. I can do at least 30 minutes for sure. An hour is like I'm really pushing, and an hour and beyond is like I'm really pushing. So, and I'm not used to running long distance. Like I was always like kind of quick. So I was doing short distance running. I played football, but running long distance is like a new thing for me. But I love it. It's like really therapeutic for me. So the point I'm saying is find something that can help you focus on one thing at a time. Sometimes it's things that you wouldn't even consider. Like sometimes it's like doing the dishes, like just scrubbing plates and cleaning forks. Like that can be therapeutic in itself. That's all you're locked in and you're focusing on. So it's like you just find these things that help you clear your mind, calm your mind, and try to do those things at least once a day, if not more. And I believe that's the key. That's the key to having any type of balance in your life, any type of structure is finding things that you can do each and every day that help you take small steps. And going back to what I said about the treadmill, it's like one step at a time. I vividly like picture this. It's just like I feel each step hit the ground. I feel 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel each step, and and when I'm locked in on that, and I'm not thinking about whatever else I have going on in my life, I know I can get through it. And it's almost like a challenge. It's like a mental game, a challenge that I'm putting on myself. It's like, yo, like don't lose focus. You know what I mean? Like, because I notice like when I am doing that and I might lose focus, I might start thinking about something else. Like I'll start like getting a little tired. I'll start like waving a little bit off the track a little bit. So I noticed it's like, yo, but once I lock back into one step, two step, I started my pace started picking back up. You know what I mean? My rhythm of my stride started picking back up. So it's like it's a pretty interesting thing to understand your mind, to study your mind, to run tests on your mind, and then you'll see that your body's capable of keeping up. Because like I said, it's the mind that's playing tricks on you. And if you don't have like a structure exercise or something to keep the mind in check, the mind will take you in really different places. It will take you all over the place. So and then I'm not perfect with that either. I'm not perfect with it, but I understand what I need to do at this point in my life. I understand what I need to do, and so I must do it. Like it's just you have to just get over the part of just doing it. And once you do it, it comes like a habit. It comes like a automatic repetition. It's where like, all right, I know I have to do this. Even if I don't like to do it, I don't want to do it, but I know I have to do this to keep myself going, to keep myself, on like this consistent path of getting better, this consistent path of growth. And, when you do these things, you'll understand that life is really just a test. It's a battlefield. It's a game we're playing. It's a game against the mind. It's a test on your soul and your spirit. And God created us to be. You can interpret it in a lot of different ways, but I just think God created us to really be a player in our own game. It's like I'm a character in a game, and within my character there's dormant superpowers that I need to unlock. But the only way for me to unlock it is to keep testing my physical, keep testing my mental, to keep putting pressure and carving out a true warrior to survive this game. Really pushing my limits to understand what am I capable of. what attributes have I been gifted to overcome the obstacles in this game. So, I think that that's what life's about. Yeah, there's family, yeah, there's paying bills. Well, I don't think life's about paying bills, but I think that the matrix that we live in is about paying bills, because we're all tax cattle to the super rich, and that's all they see us as. So it's like, if you can understand that, life isn't just about going to work and paying bills. Like, it really is about, pushing yourself, unlocking things about yourself, but also, family, like like creating a legacy, being able to pass down something to your children, being able to just, even having children is a legacy. We're all like as human beings, we're about, well, anything that's like on earth it's about repopulating. They're about mating, they're about repopulating and teaching the next generation. Every animal, that's what they are about. You know what I mean? Even down to the insects, it's like all they're about is procreating. So it's like procreating and surviving. You know what I mean? Surviving and eating. That's literally what every single living thing on this planet is doing. Like, so, if we boil it down to that, basic science, it's quite simple to understand that life isn't about paying bills and going to work. Now, going to work can be interpreted in different ways. Now, if you're going to work to survive and to pay to feed your family, to sustain your legacy, now, yeah, I get that point of life. But the matrix that was created around us, it's not centered on that idea of sustaining your legacy. It's not centered on that. The matrix around us is created to basically use us as tax cattle, to use us as like, these it's almost like we're animals in a slaughterhouse. Like, it's like we're pigs in a slaughterhouse, and the people who own the slaughterhouse, they do not care about us. All they care is that they can make $1 off of us. When they slaughter the pigs, they pack them up, right? They process them, and then they send them off to a company that's gonna buy the meat, and then the slaughterhouse makes money from that. So that's basically what this whole world is created in the matrix. Now, God didn't create the matrix. God created the earth. God created the heavens and the seas and the plants, the trees, the air. God created all that, right? The humans, the fish, the animals, but humans created the matrix. Or you could say maybe the devil created the matrix, and the devil has humans running it to maintain it, right? The matrix was created to keep us enslaved, and it used to be physical enslavement. It used to be chains and whips. Now it's mental slavery. It's financial slavery. Like, as soon as you're born into, at least in the United States, you're giving a number assigned to your name, and now you have a credit score. Now you have a you have bills that you have to pay. You have just, it's crazy. It's like, just to have a baby, you have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to have a baby. That's to have something that's naturally supposed to happen in this world. It's organically supposed to happen to give birth, and I have to pay for it. That's crazy. It's absolutely madness. Like, that should be free. Anyone who's having a baby should be free. Like, and then, like, people be like, oh, well, what about the people who work in the hospitals that need to take care? They need to get paid. Yeah, that's why we pay all these taxes. The reason why we pay the reason why we should be paying taxes is so we can have these things be affordable and free. So when I go with my wife and we have a baby, I don't have to pay a dime, because all the taxes that I'm paying pays for all of these people to work here and to take care of what I'm doing. Not so some guy who sits at the top of the health industry at the hospital pockets 50% of, or not even 50, they're pocketing like 70% of everything coming in, and everybody just else, we split the crumbs of everything else. Like that is the craziest thing I've ever seen in life. Like, I can't believe like we've allowed this system to still play, and it's really like depressing and sad. And sometimes I almost feel like the world is lost, but I always keep a positive mindset that we can change. Because if you don't keep that mindset, it's never going to change. If you keep a negative thought process of, well, this is how things are and it's never going to change, it's never going to change because you don't think it's going to change. It's all about the way you think. It's all about what your mind is telling you. If you think that you can do something, you can do it. God created you here on earth to do the unthinkable. And only if your mind, if your soul and your spirit is telling you that this is the path that you should be going, but everyone else around you cannot fathom it, they can't even imagine that's even possible, then you need to take it upon yourself. You need to have the courage and the confidence to be like, I don't care what anyone thinks, I'm going to do it because this is what I feel inside. Sometimes it's not about what you feel, what's coming to your mind. It's also about what you feel in your heart. It's what you feel inside your body, in your gut. What's your gut feeling? Your intuition, and like I said earlier, your intuition is something you have to develop. It's something that you have to continuously practice on to understand what's right and what's wrong. And some people are naturally more, gifted to have a good intuition. Some people aren't, and they have to work on it. They have to develop it, And sometimes it's a product of your environment. Sometimes you can grow up in a family who teaches you how to have a good intuition. They teach you right from wrong. And then there's people who don't grow up in the right family who don't, and they don't have the right leaders to teach them right from wrong. So they have to seek that elsewhere. They have to look elsewhere to find what's right and what's wrong. And that could take a long time. You can spend half your life trying to figure out what's the right way to live and what's the what was wrong. Some people never figure it out. So I pray that everyone figures that out. I pray that everyone finds their true purpose in life and what they need to accomplish and what they feel like their spirit is telling them to do and what to be here on earth. There's a lot about life that we don't understand, and if you just keep an open mind to what's possible, especially within yourself, like if you like, and I tell people, you have to speak to God. You have to talk to God as if God is a person that's sitting right next to you, and you have to kind of be a little crazy. You have to kind of imagine that there's someone that listening to what you're saying, And even if you have to speak out loud in public, not like screaming it, but like, if you talk to yourself and people look at you like, oh, who's this crazy person talking to? That's okay. That's okay. But as long as you know that you're speaking and God is listening, because God's always listening. God's always listening and God's always watching. Like I said, life is like a test. Like we're being tested each and every day. And you're not gonna be perfect. We weren't made to be perfect. Yeah, our bodies are perfect, like the way everything works and this and that, but we weren't made to be perfect. So as long as you're speaking as if God is right here, you ask God for forgiveness, you ask God for guidance, you ask the Holy Spirit to keep you covered and anoint you in a light that can't be broken, that can't be faded. You will succeed in anything that you put your mind to. Anything that your mind and your heart starts to resonate with, and you actually proactively go after it, you will achieve it in due time. You just have to believe it in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, And sometimes that belief is like you have to believe in a lie, even if it's not true. Whatever you're thinking about yourself, and even if it's not true, even if you're not who you think you are just yet, you have to believe you are. Yeah, it could be a lie, but sometimes you have to believe the lie to get to the truth, So, I just think if you just keep that way of thinking, you can't go wrong. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Peace.